you really think you care about your lower back muscles that you can't even see, that no one's gonna look at? No, you want huge lats and wide shoulders. Coach Greg, and today, the next installment of my 3 best and 3 worst exercises. The muscle of choice today, the back. And these exercises are going to help you look good, to help you look jacked. We're not gonna get into the tiny little micro details of this is the muscle in the lower back that does this and extends that. No, this is gonna be to get jacked and look cool. I'm gonna go in order from the best exercise, the one that I would have to do if I wanted to have a good back, and I'm gonna go in order, in descending order. So here it is, the best exercises to build your back so that you can look jacked and impressive. And guess what it's not? It's not the deadlift. I know you thought I was gonna say the deadlift. I would have bet a big ton of money. I would have bet $1 million like Jeff Cavalier that you would have thought it was the deadlift. No, even though I love the deadlift, it's not the exercise to do to build the most amount of muscle in your back. It's the pull down. Now, if you're super strong and you're jacked, it could be chin-ups, weighted chins, but for most people, you're not strong enough to do a bunch of chin-ups. You wish you were, but you're not. And if you're one of those who can, props to you, because you're way better than most people. What grip should you use? You could grip overhand, you could grip like this on a neutral grip, or you could grip underhand. This is what I recommend. Either overhand or neutral, not underhand. As soon as you go underhand, you're gonna focus more on the biceps. And remember, this is for your back. So rather than using a supinated grip, as in you hold a cup of soup on your hand, supinated grip, you're able to grab underneath. Rather than doing that, I suggest you use a pronated grip, okay? You should be able to wave at yourself in the mirror like this, pronated, pronation. That is how you want to do your lat pull downs, with a pronated grip or the neutral grip, not with the underhand supinated grip, okay? So try to remember that. I don't want to confuse you too much, so just do the regular grip like this or overhand. That's gonna activate the lats more than underneath, because there you're gonna use too much biceps. What about the shoulder width? You want to go about 1.5 times shoulder width. How wide are your shoulders? Well, just look at them. And when you go to grab your hands, they should be wider, not twice as wide. You don't need to do pull downs like this, 1.5 times wider than your shoulder width. Can you do it twice as wide? Sure. Can you do it less wide? Sure. But 1.5 times is about the sweet spot for the best back development. What about mixing up your grip? Sure, mix it up. If you're bored of one grip, use another grip. You don't have to stick to the exact same one over and over again, but there's nothing wrong with picking your favorite grip and doing it over and over again. So when I'm training back, I do quite a few sets with this grip, quite a few sets of this grip, and I even throw in some underhand grip as well, because I'm also trying to work my biceps. It's okay. I like to mix it up. It adds for some variety. It makes my workout more enjoyable. And remember, if you like your workout, you're more likely to do it, and to do it harder than last time. I also like to do the straight arm pull down, which is another lat pull down exercise, but it's done differently. You're grabbing the bar and you're pulling it down. This exercise, it works more the serratus anterior, that bear claw muscle. You'll see the little striations on the bottom. It looks like a bear is clawing at you, and it's their fingers, okay? So the serratus lat pull down or straight arm pull down is gonna work your lats. It's also gonna work a lot more of your triceps. And for me, abs, it's so hard, it's so strenuous on my core. People are like, why don't you do abs, Coach Greg? Why aren't you training your abs all the time? I don't do abs. I don't train sit-ups. I don't do crunches. I don't do any of that stuff. I get my ab development from the stabilization of doing exercises like the straight arm pull down. But I also flex my abs in the morning, flexing and posing for pictures. If you want to have abs displayed, practice displaying your abs. But before you can even do that, you need the definition to show them off. You need to eat well, as you can do from my cookbook, and you need to train well as well from my freaking training book. You need to get that. Obviously, it's going to explain what exercises you can do in the book, but if you don't get the book, don't forget to do the 3 best exercises that I'm explaining right now. The second best exercise, the second most important one. Nope, it's not the deadlift again. It's the seated chest supported row. And yes, chest supported. If you can't do that one, the T-bar row, chest supported T-bar row. Why? Why the chest support? If you do a bunch of rows, seated rows, that kind of exercise, you're going to be overworking your lower back. Do you know how many people write me and say, I have herniated disc L4, L5. My lower back's sore. I strained my lower back. My lower back's bugging me. Oh, everything's cool but my lower back. I can't squat because of my lower back. It's all about the friggin' lower back. Do you know how many people call in sick from work because of lower back injuries? The lower back has to be one of, if not the most injured body part in the world. It happens all the friggin' time. So I don't want you to do a bunch of exercises that's gonna make it worse. So be careful. Use proper form on the back more than the other exercise. You need to be even more careful when training your back. You can't even see your back when you're training. Well, you can see your biceps flexing, you can see your chest, your shoulders. It's easy, you can see it happening. Everything in your back is back there. You can't see what's going on. You can try, but you can't. Now, if you have a two-way mirror set up and you have a whole system, maybe you can see it. Most people can't see what their back's doing, so they have a harder time. Mind muscle connection's more difficult because you simply don't see the muscle being engaged. With the chest supported row, it alleviates the strain on the lower back. It allows you to exercise more control. You leave your ego at the door. If you're swinging back and doing all this kind of motion like you're rowing a freaking boat, no, that's ego lifting, and you will, in fact, be getting hurt. Maybe not on day one, but eventually down the road, you're gonna do it too much and you're gonna hurt your back. I learned long ago that bent rows and other exercises for my back were just too damn hard. Too hard. I have lower back issues, and I'm like, I want to keep training. I had to get rid of those exercises. I rarely do them, and when I do them safely with correct form. So if I didn't have a chest supported row, if I didn't have a T-bar row, I would then opt to do a seated row without the chest support. That would be my next option. After that, I would do a bent over barbell row with a pronated grip. That's right, over the hand, the kind you can wave at, not the holding a cup of soup. Pronated grip, pulling the bar towards your body. It allows you to lift less weight, less risk of injury, less ego lifting. Still gonna train the upper back really, really good. If you start doing bent over rows underneath, it's great, but chances are you're gonna lift a lot more weight. You see all the guys with 3 plates aside, 4 plates aside. I've even seen bent rows with 5 plates aside. And the form's atrocious. They're just posting it for Instagram. Oh, look at me deadlifting 4 plates. Yeah, but your form freaking sucks and you're gonna get hurt. But yeah, sure, you can do it. So friggin' what? If you can't do the barbell row, the one arm row, it would be my least favorite choice for this, but it's still gonna work the same muscle. But here's the scoop. You have to do one arm at a time. So while you're doing the one arm for, say it's 10 reps, then you have to stop and do the left arm for 10 reps. It's gonna take twice as long to get through your workout. It's taking forever. One arm exercises take a lot longer. You might like them more, but it's way more work and it's harder to stay mentally in the game for that long. You might do 10 reps with the first arm and then get tired out, and when you do the next 10 reps with the other arm, you're just not gonna give it as much effort as you did on the first 10. If you're unable to do this grip, the next best grip is going to be straight on this way, which you're going to be able to lift a lot of weight. Sometimes I'll even do a set with this grip and then stop and grab with this grip because I'm literally that much stronger this way that even after I'm done, I can lift another 5 or 6 reps with this grip. It's just a lot easier, but again, you're using more biceps. So if you want to just focus on the back, this grip is going to use more biceps than this grip. This is going to use even more biceps. So this is my weakest, second strongest, by far the strongest this way, okay? So just think of it. This is the way you would want to grip the most often, second most often, least often. The deadlift. Yes, it made the top 3 list. The deadlift. And which form of deadlift is best? This depends. We're all made differently. For me, it is absolutely without question the Sumo Deadlift. If you have any kind of lower back issues, L4, L5, herniated disc, I've had it for about 20 plus years. If you're like me, Sumo deadlift is the way to do them. Conventional is just not the way to do it. It's too hard on your lower back, okay? Sumo is still gonna work the lower back. Conventional as well, but it's gonna place more strain on the lower back when doing conventional. They're all going to work. They're all going to build your back, your traps, your back muscles. It's all great, all of them. And by all of them, I mean conventional, sumo, or trap bar deadlift, if you're fortunate enough to have that bar in your gym. The trap bar is kind of a good compromise. You're standing inside the center and you can stand more upright. Conventional, you're bending over forward, it's gonna place more stress on the lower back. And sumo, your legs are spread wide apart, lower to the floor. It's gonna engage the glutes quite a bit more and more legs, okay? Gert and Lubo. There's so many animals in this room right now. I feel like I'm a school teacher at a zoo, and I have all these animals. It's like, hey, you gotta go to the bathroom, go. Go to the bathroom. Where were you, Zora? How come you were out there for so long? What took you so long? Bluebird, stop passing notes. Gert, stop talking Bluebird. Diva, why aren't you looking at me? Lexi, are you deaf? Can you hear me? Lexi is actually deaf. She is. What was I doing? Deadlifts. Oh, okay. So when programming your back workout, try to do at least one of these exercises from each of the 3 groups and incorporate into your program. You can select the grip that you want, the exercise that you want, but these are the main 3. If you do these 3, you're pretty much doing everything that I would ever need to do. All these extra things that you're gonna do, yeah, they'll help a little bit, but if you want 80 to 90% of potential growth and gains, just doing these 3, you're going to get it. Stop overcomplicating it. You don't need to do the rocket science exercise program to build muscle. These main 3 lifts will, for sure, help you build muscle. Now let's get into the 3 worst. The ones you don't really need to do, they might actually be bad for you, or you might be wasting your time doing them incorrectly. And in descending order, as in this isn't the worst of the worst, it's one of the 3 worst. Ego shrugs. And I say ego shrugs because I'm talking about those people that load on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, as many freaking places they can, and they go like this. You've seen those people. You've all seen it. Every single human being has seen the ego shrugs. You load up way more weight than you can lift, and you move it a couple inches. Or maybe you don't even move the weight, your shoulders just go up and down because you do this. That's what people are doing. Why? I don't have a freaking clue. Are you trying to like flirt with the opposite sex, same sex or circle sex by doing these exercises? What is it doing? When doing a shrug properly, you need a greater range of motion. You need a longer time under tension so that the muscle has enough stimulus for growth. And you need to pause, control, and squeeze the weight. So you lift it up, squeeze for a second if you can, and lower it under control. None of this sprinting action. Yeah, you did 20 reps. It took you all of 10 seconds, didn't do anything. Lighten the weight, leave your ego at the door. Quit showing off, people. Quit showing off. A real man, woman, or circle, somebody who can dare to lift in the gym with an appropriate weight when somebody else is lifting more. Do you think it's more manly or more impressive for someone like me with as much muscle as me to go in there and slowly lift a weight that other people who are half my size can do? Or is it more impressive for me to just show off lifting 5 or 6 plates doing as fast as I can? It's more impressive to leave your ego at the door and train effectively. Number 2, hyperextensions. Yeah, you're bending over and you're doing your hyperextensions for your lower back. You want a Christmas tree, right? Oh, everyone wants a Christmas tree. Hyperextension's not getting you a Christmas tree. Dieting and cardio so that you get into a calorie deficit so that your body fat percentage is low enough to see the muscle is giving you a Christmas tree. Not a bunch of hyperextensions to train your lower back. You know what trains your lower back? Pretty much everything. You think you're gonna do a deadlift without training your lower back? You think if you do a bunch of sumo deadlifts, conventional deadlifts, trap bar deadlifts, that you need to worry about your lower back, that it's just not strong enough. No, your lower back can handle it. Whenever I get hyperextensions, it caused overtraining and injury. And those of you who are looking to get jacked, do you really think you care about your lower back muscles that you can't even see, that no one's gonna look at? No, you want huge lats and wide shoulders and some muscles that you can flex. You're not really caring about some little tiny muscles in your lower back that are already getting worked out anyway. Zora, you're being mean to the girth. Oh my goodness, you two.
Enough.
Oh my God. And yeah, a lot of you are gonna write in and be like, oh, Coach Greg, you don't care about the lower back muscles and it's not good and you're not promoting them. People watching this video to get a jacked back. If you want to do a bunch of stretches, foam roll, and all that extra stuff, that's amazing. But hyperextensions is not going to get you the back of your dreams. And you're probably going to be doing it wrong in the first place. So you don't need to do it. And the worst, the biggest waste of time for your back, the thing that people do the most that makes no sense. And remember, this is for your back. Bent laterals, reverse pec deck, and face pulls. Those are for your rear freaking delts. The rear delt is not a back exercise. Oh, it's back day, I'm doing bent laterals. It's not your back. Just because you're bent over and you're doing this doesn't mean the back is working. It would be like saying, oh, I gotta do this because it's my triceps for your back, because it's back there. I can't see it, it's back there, so it must be for my back. No, your triceps is not a back muscle. Your rear delt is not a back muscle, it's a shoulder muscle. Just because you can't see it because it's back there doesn't mean it's a back muscle. Did I say you shouldn't do those exercises? Of course you should do those exercises, but you should do them on shoulder day. On shoulder day. The day you do shoulders. And no, you don't have to do shoulders on its own. You can do shoulders with a bunch of other exercises. But the muscles are part of the shoulders, okay? Same as doing the back and doing your biceps. If you're focused on your back, you're not going to do a bunch of bicep exercises. You want to do a bunch of back exercises. Leave those for shoulder day. You can do them extra at the end of your back workout if you forgot to do it on shoulder day, if you didn't give it enough power on that day, if you didn't train harder than last time, you're not sore and you're like, oh man, I didn't get enough volume back there. I was a pussycat on that day. You know, pussycats, they don't lift weights. So you might have been a pussy or a baby naked or a Gert. They don't lift weights. So the take-home message is to do the 3 exercises I suggested from the 3 best lists. Avoid the 3 worst lists, or at least do them on different days, or do them safely and correctly, and leave your ego at the door. Remember, your form is excessively important on back day. Also, the back is a lot of freaking muscles. There's a lot of muscles in the back. It's not just one muscle called the back. There's a lot. So the volume of exercises that you can do in a workout is higher than biceps or triceps or chest, for example. So feel free to do a lot of exercises on back day. And if you're not sore at all, you don't feel it the next day, you probably can go harder than last time. If you're sore, don't go harder. Get used to it. Or back off, take an easier day. Let soreness be your guide. Remember, get my friggin' training book. It explains exactly how to train on your back. It has several different workouts. Beginner, intermediate, advanced, 60-minute workout, 90-minute workouts, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week. It has the workout for you. It's not just one workout. It's not just 2. It's not just 10. It's so many workouts that you will be able to pick the one you want to do. It's for everyone, and they are freaking amazing. This isn't just a training book. It's like the Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding from Arnold Schwarzenegger, only it's way freaking better because Coach Greg made it. And I'm not bullshitting you. You've seen my cookbook. How did that do? Did that work? This is even better. It's better than the cookbook. You don't believe me? Buy it and see. Review it. Do a review. All of you out there, if you have my freaking book, do a review. Train from the book. Do it. See how you like it. Did you like it? Did it suck? Was it horrible? Do a video on it. I don't care if the review is positive or negative. If you hated it, do a video saying, Coach Greg's training book sucks. Here's why. Here's what I did. Here's what I think. Let me have it. Do it. Because then I'll watch and I'll say, hey, he's right, she's right, circle's wrong. We'll see. I don't think it's going to happen because the training is amazing. Do a review, and if we disagree with your opinion, then we can agree to disagree. No, I'm just kidding. I can agree that you're a moron, and I'll make a video response proving you why. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro. Get the friggin' training book. Watch these videos. I got several other 3 best, 3 worst videos. Be sure to watch those and learn from me. And until next time, I am out. So because Baby Naked peed on me too many times. Well, not technically me.